We are about to get back on board the Vagabond. I don't know why I'm nervous. Why am I nervous? This is what it's come to. And we're eating lunch on the floor. I'm Elayna and this is Riley. And this is our home, Le Vagabond. We've been sailing around the world for the last 5 years and have recently found ourselves with a stowaway. Meet Lenny. Subscribe and welcome aboard. Shake it out and light a cigarette. We were recently in Australia to have our baby. The most incredible experience of my life so far was bringing our boy into the world. This is Lenny.
Say hello.
We spent the first few weeks after he was born in our friend's house where we'd been staying, basically just staring at Lenny and resting. Then we thought we'd better get used to travelling with an infant before we'd fly all the way back to the boat in the United States. So we went on a road trip south of Adelaide. We considered it a kind of crash course in parenting.
Taking Lenny for a drive this morning so that Mum can have a bit of a sleep.
We enjoyed the last few days in Adelaide staying with Riley's mum and stepdad. What have you found, Riley?
Little blue tongue. He's quite a big blue tongue. He's been eating Mum's chicken eggs.
Poke your tongue out.
These things they're just harmless. He's fat.
Isn't he just? I've never seen such a fat one.
Now watch your handrails.
It is exceedingly difficult and also ridiculous to hold a newborn child's head up for a passport photo. In 5 years' time, because that is how long the passport is valid for, Lenny won't look anything at all like this photo, whose lack of shadow and direct expressionless gaze adheres strictly to international passport guideline rules and regulations.
Riley, nearly. Watch his hands.
Is fitted with smoke detectors, including in the toilets. So there's no...
So this morning was absolute mayhem getting out of the house. We've just found that things take twice as long with a baby, so we're still trying to work out that calculation, that time difference. But we made it to Sydney and we went Adelaide to Sydney and now we're going to Los Angeles to stay for a night and then we're heading over to Charleston in South Carolina where the boat is.
No, we've got a particular visa. Lenny's got a different one, and it meant that he probably should have ongoing travel, so travel back outside of the States. And I looked at the girl behind the counter, and she looked at me, and I was like, "Well, he's not going to be trying to get employment in the States." And she's like, "Let me call my supervisor."
So there was a few minutes there where we thought we were going to have to stay in Australia, which was devastating. Although we really enjoyed our time here, catching up with everyone and going on a little road trip, but it's time to go back to the boat. Mama, show me your smile. I'm really disappointed in myself. I've made a big mistake, long story, but basically we can't check into our room until 4 p.m. and we got in at 6 a.m. this morning, and so we're hanging out at Starbucks for the day. And I am beyond tired right now. It's technically 5 a.m. in Australia. We've just pulled an all-nighter and the previous night we got 3 hours sleep. So look at the colour of my eyeballs.
The whole reason we came here was to hang out and chill for 24 hours for poor old Lenny. Look what Lenny thinks about the whole situation. He's sleeping on a table at Starbucks.
Give me something you can't understand. I could just kill a man.
We didn't film any of the hotel. We were so tired. We didn't film any of the hotel or anything. So we're on our next flight.
I didn't even
recharged.
jump into bed. I fell asleep standing up in the bath.
Yeah, pretty much. So we showered, jumped into bed, and now we're on our next flight. We're on our next flight from LA to Charleston, and we're feeling great today. I promised Riley that there'd be a USB charger on the plane, and I promised
Oh, you're going
him.
to dip into argument territory, are you?
No, I'm about to dob myself in, and there's no USB charger, so I'm in trouble. I'm sorry.
You would never say that unless you're on film.
No. Too late to apologize. I take my apology back.
What about booking us into a hotel for 6 a.m. when we couldn't get in till 4 p.m? Can I get an apology for that?
I already apologized.
Hey, look, we're being filmed. You
I
might
already
wanna...
apologized.
To me?
Yes.
Have you apologised to these people
I'm sorry,
though, for
everyone.
all the whinging that we have to do now?
I'm sorry, everyone.
You're a clever boy, aren't you?
I couldn't believe how many McDonald's you guys have. There's Macca's everywhere, man.
Now that's embarrassing.
And KFC.
Yeah.
Of the two,
Yep.
I won't eat either one of those things.
No, neither. So Will was nice enough to pick us up from the airport, and we are about to get back on board the Vagabond, and I just got butterflies in my stomach. I haven't been excited this whole time, but I honestly just got butterflies. I'm really excited and nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous. Why am I nervous?
It's gonna be our specialty.
So Will's been looking after the boat, Will and Lynn.
Welcome home, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think, Lenny?
No, who's that? Is that Dada? Oh, Bubby. He's a little upset right now. You've been so amazing.
I'll be a bit upset too. If I got dragged from hot Australia to cold Charleston over like 26 hours of flights, 3 days, you don't even know why, but you should be angry.
So what's the plan?
Settle in, get a new anchor.
Oh yeah, do you want to tell everyone the story?
I dropped the anchor when Elayna wasn't here into a wreck which isn't marked.
Something like that was bound to happen without
And
me
then-
around.
Will's been looking after the boat for us, and when he went to move it, the anchor was just completely stuck inside the wreck. They got a diver out to have a look, but it's just totally
Inside a wreck.
wrapped. It's inside, and the diver's like, I'm not going in there, so
We need a
I'm
new
certainly not
anchor.
going to free dive in there.
No. There's smoke coming out. So the plan is to get a new anchor and chain. Unfortunately, that really sucks. And get the boat ready for the Bahamas. We're going to try and escape the cold. We're going to head south.
How good did Lynn make this bed?
I know.
Will and Lynn are just amazing. Clean the whole place like it's never been cleaned before.
Sparkling clean.
My toes.
And they even put these bags up to get rid of the dampness in the house. It's 2 a.m. here, and we should probably jump into bed even though we are not tired in the slightest. But yeah, we should start getting into the swing of things. We got to unpack all that tomorrow. Dun dun dun. Oh, and I've hung up some new photos. Riley got me a Polaroid camera for Christmas, so lots of new snaps up there. How cute's this one?
Guess we haven't been to the mall in a while.
Good afternoon, Lennon Whiteland. As you have indicated to us earlier in a previous interview, you understand exactly what we're saying, but that your reciprocal communicative skills are somewhat stunted. And so we'll be operating henceforth under those assumptions, and as previously agreed, we'll be accepting unintelligible coos as affirmations.
Now, Snuggies, we are your primary caregivers. This means that we're going to provide you with a very, very safe environment and the continuity and predictability for adequate emotional and physical development. Now, do you understand, Snuggie?
We have a very standard contract here, which we, your mother and I, think is very fair, and we would just like to get it out of the way like we would with any other crew member. There is, per week, and I'll just consult my notes here, approximately 30 hours of editing to be done, 7 to 10 hours of cooking, 3 to 5 hours of cleaning, walking and lugging groceries to and from supermarkets, negotiating customs, of course. There is sailing, spearfishing and filleting to be done just in order to survive. You will be expected to maintain an adequate night watch and lend assistance in any maintenance issues as they arise.
Now, darling, if we could just get you to sign here and maybe a little handprint here, that's all Mummy and Daddy need from you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. So we're just going to meet Will at his office to use some internet so I can catch up on some work, and then Riley and I are going to find a food market of some kind and stock up the boat because we've been eating toast for the past few days since we arrived and I'm starting to feel sick. This is me just doing some work. Riveting stuff. This is Will and Lynn. And this is their dog Snoopy. They run the Charleston Sailing School here and they're some of the kindest people we've come across, making us feel totally at home since we got here. If anyone out there wants to learn to sail in the US, these guys are your guys. They also let us borrow their truck.
I'm not as good as a cute, I'm touching the Nutbowl.
Go on, tell us all your funny joke that you did.
Riley has a fear of his tomatoes being squashed, and he came over to the trolley and he's like, "Did you get tomatoes?" I'm like, "Yep." He's like, "Where are they?" And I'm like, and they were under the squash. So I said, "They're under the squash." And it was really funny.
He keeps eating his jumper, so every time I bring him up, he's got like all this fur in and I have to ferret it all out of his mouth.
There's you, Ross. Oh, you've been such a good boy, Lenny. He's just starting to get a little bit upset now. As we're coming back to the boat, we got everything done. Went to the chemist, did a food shop. And yes, the boat is nearly restocked. Chewing his jumper again. Oh, Bobby, we're nearly home. You did a good job. This is what it's come to. We don't even have a place to sit right now. And we're eating lunch on the floor. But if you consider it a picnic, it's actually pretty fun.
The best thing about Charleston's history is Blackbeard the pirate, who blockaded the city before capturing some of the local aristocrats and demanding medicine for syphilis. Some other things of note was that the official beginning of the Civil War happened at Fort Sumter. It was the wealthiest city during America's colonial period up until the Civil War through its export of rice and cotton. The Civil War devastated the city, and it had been in relative decline until recent decades, where tourism and service industries have been a boon, with Charleston regularly ranking high in most livable city polls, popular now with millennials.
It was wine to their souls, and the devil would dance through the fire that burns. Down by the river, couples lived in sin. And there's the cold of the night, and there's the warmth of the skin. Away from the lights, they dream in colors. Away from the nightmares of bricks and guns. There's a war.
Pretty successful day, Elayna.
See, senor.
What'd we get up to?
I went and saw the town for the first time. Got out of the house. I've been cooped up in there editing since we got here.
Been editing for like 3 days straight, editing and breastfeeding.
Yeah, this is life. But I just got to explore Charleston for the first time and I just feel so happy. Like, it's a really cool town. Just being outside makes me very happy. Best day ever.
on, mate.
What are we up to?
I'm gonna watch a movie.
So Will said it was going to be a really, really cold night tonight, and we decided to sleep up where the heater is the best. So it's a slumber party in the saloon tonight.
There was no Google when there were cavemen. Was there?
Say mama. Look at that belly. Don't forget to subscribe to join us on our new sailing adventure. Next time we try and retrieve our anchor and chain from the inside of the shipwreck and smash out some boat jobs in preparation for our voyage south to some warmer weather.
Like the video if it made you smile. If you're new, subscribe. Hang around for a while. Lots of moments with life and love and sea. Click the link down below because